Hey there, and welcome. So, you've got this amazing research idea buzzing around in your head. The big question is, how do you turn that into a proposal that doesn't just get a passing glance, but actually gets noticed, respected, and most importantly, approved? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how to do that. Let's get into it. I mean, this is the real challenge, right? You can see it all so clearly, the potential, the connections, why it's so important, but trying to translate that vision into a document that convinces other people, your professors, a review board, a funding committee, that's a whole other ballgame. How do you get them to see what you see? And this right here, this is the key mindset shift. You have to stop thinking of your proposal as just a plan or a to-do list. It's not. It's a persuasive argument. It is your very first shot to make a powerful case that a problem exists, that it absolutely needs to be solved, and that you're the right person with the right plan to solve it. Everything else we talk about today is just about building that argument, piece by powerful piece. So where does any strong argument start? Well, it starts at the most basic level you can imagine, the words themselves. Think about it. If your reader doesn't understand your language, your whole argument just falls apart before it even gets off the ground. Just take a second and think about this one word, culture. What does it mean? It could be about arts, or maybe societal norms, or it could even be the bacteria growing in a petri dish. A single, super common word can create instant confusion, and in academic research, that kind of ambiguity, it's a total deal breaker. We just can't afford it. And here's your solution. You have to explicitly define your key terms. These are like the load-bearing walls of your research questions and your hypotheses. When you define them, you're not just explaining a word, you're actually building a shared, precise language between you and your reader. You're making sure everyone is on the exact same page from the get-go. And luckily, the process is pretty straightforward. First, just comb through your core research questions and pull out those crucial concepts, those key nouns. Then, second, you define them. And I don't mean with some vague dictionary entry. No, you need a clear-cut definition that is laser-focused on the context of your study. So where do you put these all-important definitions? You get two great options here. You could create a dedicated key terms section right at the very beginning to kind of set the stage, or you can define the term right there in the text the very first time you use it. Honestly, both are fantastic strategies for making sure your work is crystal clear. Okay, so our language is clear, we're all speaking the same language, and let's move on to the second pillar of our argument, the title. And trust me, this is way more than just a label. It's the headline for your entire project, and it's got a really, really important job to do. I absolutely love this analogy. A great movie trailer tells you the genre, introduces the main characters, and lays out the central conflict, all in like 90 seconds. Your title has to do the same thing for your research. It's got to be a short, compelling preview of everything your reader is about to dive into. And this example just makes it so obvious. Look at the vague title, A Study on Students. I mean, that tells us pretty much nothing, right? But now compare that to the descriptive one, an investigation of the lecture comprehension and note-taking strategies of second-year students of English at the University of Blida. Wow. Now we know the key variables, who the participants are, even where it's happening. There is zero room for confusion there. So what it all boils down to is this. A really strong title nails these four things. It's simple enough that people get it, concise enough that they can remember it, and so self-explanatory that there's absolutely no doubt what your work is about. It really is the best, shortest possible summary of your entire project. And here's something you might not have thought of. The title isn't just for your reader, it's for you too. When you're deep in the weeds of your research and you start to feel a little lost, and trust me, it happens, your title page becomes your North Star. It's that constant, steady reminder of your core focus, keeping you on track. All right, we've got clear terms and a focused title. This third and final pillar is all about proving you've done your homework. It's about establishing your credibility as a researcher, and that is the job of your bibliography. But first, a really quick but super important clarification. People throw around the words bibliography and reference list like they're the same thing, but they're not. A reference list only has sources you actually cited in your paper. A bibliography can be broader. It can include background reading that shaped your thinking. So just make sure you know which one you're being asked for. But no matter what you call it, there are two golden rules you absolutely cannot break. Rule number one, give your reader every single piece of information they need to go find that source themselves. The author, the date, the title, all of it. No missing pieces. And rule number two, pick one citation style. APA, MLA, Chicago, whatever, and stick with it. Be absolutely consistent through the entire document. And really, this all comes down to the single most important idea in this section. Consistency is king. It's the one rule to rule them all. Why? Because a messy, inconsistent bibliography just screams careless to a reviewer. But a clean, consistent one, that signals professionalism. It shows you have an attention to detail. It builds trust and shows you're a credible researcher before they've even read a word of your actual argument. So there we have it, our 3 pillars: clear terms, a focused title, and a credible bibliography. Now, let's bring it all home and see how they work together to create one seriously powerful and persuasive document. This is the final gut check. The whole point of writing this proposal, the entire goal, is to lead your reader to one single conclusion. This research is necessary, it is important, and it absolutely must be done. Those 3 pillars we just talked about, they are the tools you use to build that argument brick by brick. And here's how it all clicks into place. Your awesome descriptive title, that helps you identify and frame the problem perfectly. Your clearly defined key terms, they make sure your method for solving that problem is perfectly understood. And your comprehensive bibliography, that proves you've done the reading, you know the related work, and you can explain exactly how your research is an improvement. See how they all work together to support the main argument? It all just fits. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. When you think you're done writing, read your proposal one last time and ask yourself this one question. If you can answer it clearly and with confidence, then you haven't just written a plan, you've made a winning argument.